What's up, everyone? This is the Destroyer 229, and I'm here today to basically tell you about my channel. It's a new year. I've had quite a few people kind of asking me how I run things. So I figured that it would be a good idea to kind of just put in a channel update and basically tell you guys how I run things. So the first thing to note is that this is an LP channel. LP stands for Let's Play, in case you didn't know. Which means that I play video games and put in my own commentary. It's not usually a source of skill or I want to show off a specific aspect. I usually just play through a game and for my enjoyment and hopefully for your guys' enjoyment as well. Whether I do something really lucky or I fail at something terribly. Or some other aspect. So that's basically what this channel is for. It's for basically entertainment for both you guys and me. Now the next thing that I want to talk about with the channel is the amount of games that I play. Usually I'll go no more than 3 games at a time. I know I've broken that over the past month with Mario Party 9, but Pokemon Yellow ends today, so now it's getting back to normal. Yay! But for the most part, I will stick to 3 games at any given time. Usually there'll be fewer, but I will do no more than 3 on a usual basis. Now, you may be wondering, like, what types of games do I usually play? Well, on this channel, I tend to try to not discriminate. Yeah, kind of slight redundancy there, but I don't try to specifically go for, like, one genre or one platform. I usually wanted to... There I go, saying usually a lot. I want to try to broaden my reach as much as possible, so I will do any sort of games, any type of games. That being said, I tend to stick more to what I'm most familiar with. For me specifically, those are Nintendo titles. So usually there will be a Nintendo game or Nintendo-esque game going on at some point. What's Nintendo-esque? Well, basically, it's something that's either on a Nintendo system or something that could easily go on Nintendo. I guess some examples, if you want to think about it, could be like Okami or maybe even Little Big Planet. Something that's kind of either family-friendly or that's associated with or has been on a Nintendo console. Concerning my upload schedule kind of varies. I usually try to post a video every day. That's my goal. Sometimes that's just not possible, but that's what I usually aim for. Now, how I usually do it is that if there's multiple games that I'm doing at the same time, it will go in a rotation. So, let's say it's Monday and game 1 goes up. On Tuesday, it will be game 2, Wednesday, game 3, Friday or Thursday, back to game 1. It will usually go in that sort of rotation unless I specifically mention otherwise. Such as, once again, Mario Party 9, in which I basically stated in the description that it would go up every Sunday. Now, as for the time that these go up, usually I try to get these up first thing in the morning. I just wake up, turn on the computer, upload. That's how I usually do it. So they're usually either early in the morning or it could be any time in the morning up to early afternoon. It usually depends on the internet connection or the speed or where I'm at. So it tends to vary throughout the day. But I do try to aim for an upload every single day. Sometimes I do run into problems, so if there isn't a video up, then usually that will mean like some sort of internet connection. If I go out of cycle, then that means that I didn't get the next video up in time, whether I didn't record it, I didn't have enough time to edit it, but I had the next video ready. Usually I'll just skip that video and then just continue on in the cycle as per usual. If it's just one day, usually that's not really that big of a deal. If I'm gone for more than 3 days and I know that, like 2 or 3 days, if I'm gone for longer than that, I'll tend to mention something like that in the past video. In the last video I post up, I'll just give that mention. If I'm going to be gone for more than a week, I'll post a separate video, kind of similar to this, a few days ahead of time. So that way you guys kind of know in advance, and so you know to expect that uploads will cease and when they will start up again. So, yeah, that's basically how I get the message out to you guys. But as a general note, I aim for an upload every day. Now, concerning the games that I do, usually there's 4 categories that I would qualify my games to go under. The first category are long-term games. Now, at this point, only one game qualifies for that, which would be Minecraft. And these are games that I know I'm going to be spending a long time on. Usually, I expect them to be maybe 70 or more episodes. So yeah, that's about the length that it would take in order to qualify for long-term. The second category that I go for are knowledge games. Kind of strange sounding, but basically what this means is that I have some knowledge of the game going into it. This knowledge can vary. It can either be I know a little bit about the game, and I'm just going in for the heck of it, like Mega Man 2. Or it could be a game that I have extensive knowledge or experience in. And some examples of this would be either Jet Force Gemini or Subspace Emissary. So my degree of skill and knowledge can vary in this category. But it's a game that I have prior knowledge going in. I know how the game works. I played it enough that I understand the game. So that's basically what dignifies as a knowledge game. The third category of games, and I know some of you are going to love this, the third category of games are blind games. Now these are games in which I have little to no knowledge of at all. Now, I've kind of kept this limited in the past. I mean, so far there have only been 3 games that I've done blind, but I've been met with some pretty positive feedback on it. There's a version which is probably has the biggest entertainment value. Super Mario Galaxy, which is probably my most viewed series out of all of them. And Pokemon Yellow, which I've definitely had a great amount of feedback helping me through the game. Now, the reason why I do blind games is the fact that as a kid, I didn't really have any diverse set of games. My knowledge of games was pretty much in three series / games, kind of depending on it, which was either Pokemon, Smash Brothers, or the MMO RuneScape. So, yeah, my knowledge was very narrow, to say the least. Now that I'm older and have a lot more knowledge of games in the gaming world, I want to try to expand that, try to experience these types of games firsthand, and what better way than record my first reactions to it? So, that's basically the reasoning behind the blind games. And the fourth type of category are co-op games. Now, the length of time that can vary between the co-op games really depends on when I can get together with my good friends. Overlord, Child of Fallout, or Infinite Hypnotica. As of right now, those are the only people who have been in any type of co-op. That is subject to change if the opportunity arises. I'm always glad to kind of come in if anyone wants to play. I mean, I would like to know you ahead of time. But yeah, that's basically how co-op games work, is that either cooperative or competition. with other people. So that's basically how I run this channel, basically the types of games, and how I basically differentiate the games. Usually in these types of categories, there will be one game that would fit that category throughout the cycle. So I'll tend to keep like one blind, one long-term, or one knowledge going at the same time. I usually won't have two knowledgeable games going on simultaneously. That's typically how I try to run things, just to kind of keep things varied. Now, to kind of wrap up this information setting, I would like to give you guys a few teasers, perhaps, onto certain projects. The first one that I'm going to mention, I'm not sure if I really should say it right now, but I will, is the fact that like I said, Super Mario Galaxy is probably one of the most viewed LPs I have going. And I've had lots of requests to do other 3D Mario games, whether that's Mario 64, Sunshine, or Galaxy 2. I can say for a fact that I will be doing another 3D Mario game sometime this year. Which one? That I'm keeping a secret. But I will be doing a 3D Mario game sometime this year. So, if you love Super Mario Galaxy, you're gonna love whatever game I do next. I can already imagine. Plus, it will be blind. Don't worry. If I do any sort of 3D Mario game, it will be blind. Believe me on that. And the final kind of teaser thing isn't really a teaser to a specific thing, but kind of more how I have a few things in the running for the blind games. Now, for certain blind games, it's usually like something I just jump right into. For Pokemon Yellow, I used basically my knowledge of other Pokemon games and what I knew from like the anime or Pokemon Stadium to help me out with the game. For a lot of blind games that I have kind of on the waiting list, a lot of them, probably the majority of these games, are kind of intros to series. I won't specifically mention which one, but they will be kind of like my first game into a specific series. And some of these series are pretty popular ones. And I keep in mind though, I do one blind thing at a time, but do keep in mind that I have quite a few games that would be my first jump into a series. So be on the lookout for that when the time for a blind Let's Play comes up. So that's it for your teasers. That's it for your announcements. I hope you guys have a fantastic new year. Wish you all the best wishes, luck, New Year's resolutions, New Year revolutions. Oh dear. I really hope you guys enjoy yourselves today, throughout the rest of the year. And I'll see you guys next time. So until then.